So guys, I'm at CES for 2019. I was looking at some bunch of stuff and I came across Dasaita, and check out this. You know I'm the guy Android god, so I gotta check out all these Android head units. They're definitely releasing some new tech for this year. What's notable is they're releasing new chips and stuff like that, DSPs, the new processor, the PX6, which is like a hexa-core processor. It's a lot quicker, and yeah. So let me show you some stuff related to, of course, my channel. We have the universals right here. You can kind of see they have the single DIN variant, the double DIN universals. Another popular model is the Toyota style. This fits the BRZ, FRS, 86. It fits even the Scion TC. Very common Toyota looking, and then they get carried out to that too. So a bunch of cool products. You have the Honda Civic. If you have I think it's like the 8th generation Honda Civics, you have a really nice big 10-inch. So let me show you the difference between a 10-inch and a 9-inch real quick. So right here, you're looking at basically a 9-inch screen. It's actually really sizable. If you guys haven't seen it yet, links down below. I have a video of me doing an install. This is off of a Honda Civic, the 10th generation Honda Civics. So this it fits like a glove, so it's really solid. So this is how a 9-inch looks comparable to the 10-inch right here, which is absolutely massive. We got a massive screen right here, and what's really cool is, well, it has a little screen protector on it right now. What's really cool is if you have passengers in the back seat, you can definitely still see the screen if you're watching a video for long road trips. This one right here has an APK, or just an application that's open. It's showing off the function of the tire pressure monitor. I actually have a video on my page showing TPMS and how it works. So if you guys were looking for TPMS sensors, having individual readouts to each wheel, and it also shows your temperatures too. Right now it's set up to Celsius. If you guys are into that, of course, America, we use Fahrenheit, and pressure units we use PSI. So this would be a really accurate kind of setup, so you shows PSI. Of course, there's no car to show this off on, but it's something to be had, so that's really cool. What I've been really interested in, they've been talking about this, is a movement towards like a wider 21:9 or 2:1. This is kind of like the BMW right now. So the BMW interface, if you can notice how it's really wide. What I really like about this is it makes the roof line a lot lower, and then because of the, not the roof line, but you can basically see more. So you have the roof line down here, and then you have it super wide, so it's very futuristic, and I really appreciate that. If you want to zoom in, you can see the quality. This is like a movie trailer, and movies are usually shot in like a really wide aspect ratio to give it that cinema feel, and I'm getting all sorts of cinema feel right here. So it's looking great here. And let me kind of show you the BMW interface, because I never really played with it before. So Android head units are pretty known to be pretty fun to play with. So there you go, that's kind of like your home interface, and wow, this feels substantial. I really like the little finish right here. They have like a glossy metallic finish too. So you have music, Bluetooth, navigation, file manager, car information. Check out that right here. Let's go to music. Really clean, contemporary feel right now. I really like the person who designed this, definitely kept it clean and kept it, you know, OG, which I really like. Bluetooth. Again, like the BMW, even though it looks like a copy of it, it's a good way to make it look good, because sometimes, you know, imitation is the best flattery, and it looks good, you know. And so like sometimes like other designs look really tacky and stuff like that. So I'm glad they're copying from someone who actually does it right. I actually like the BMW interface more than, let's say, Lexus. Oh man, it's a mess. So then you got navigation. Of course, I don't have GPS or any antennas hooked up right here. I see car info if they have anything on there, but you might need a CAN bus, so there's no car hooked up to this. Pull up, like, look at the menu. This looks really clean. And then apps, of course, will look more like an Android, because it will have your app drawer, which is also very cool. Dashboard. It has all that information. That's really cool. So BMWs, I guess their CAN bus system even shows RPM, MPG, temperatures, which person is seating, and like basically seatbelt, I'm guessing. That is That's freaking awesome. That's really cool. So I'm really digging that. Another popular unit I just want to show off real quick for you Jeep boys, Jeep Wrangler. This is a very popular model. A lot of guys have this. So look at the fitment, the bezels. You know, Wrangler's always known for the very classy design, and this can elevate the design just that much more. I really appreciate the matte texture, so no glossy plastics or anything like that, so you get the nice rugged feel without having to worry too much about scratches. So that's definitely really nice to have, and nice big TV. Looks like they're watching on TV, some K-pop stuff right here. Now moving on, I think this is more of a lower end product, more budget oriented friendly. So they cover like the masses right here. Let's see what kind of specs this thing has right here. We have About Machine. This is running at 4.4. So this is definitely more like 1 gig of RAM with an A9 processor. So if you guys were looking for a more of a budget solution, because Dasaita, they make really high-end products, you know, it's a little bit more expensive, but you're getting the best quality from an Android head unit. And these guys are really pioneering their stuff to be close to, you get it, Pioneer. So they're not, I'm saying they're not quite at that level, but their efforts on the higher end units are closer than any Android head unit I've dealt with. So, but they also have the budget ones too. If you guys were looking for great customer service and good repairs and stuff like that, they really take care of their customers, which is really important right here. So this is more of a more budget. The screen's like glass and stuff, but if you guys were just looking for like a cheap car, and like if you have a cheap car and you just want to elevate it that much without breaking the bank, this is definitely a good way to go. The interface is nice, clean. You have the, you know, the very Android-like, the animation background, but I dig it. That's cool. Of course, we know this unit all too well. This is a Subaru WRX. For this year, if you can check it out, they actually have blacked out vents, which is a kind of a newer model. I don't know if they have it like that before, but these are actually blacked out. So these have the trim pieces, so this will fit the 2016, 17, 18s, and yada yada on forward. But they have it blacked out or not painted and kind of this raw finish. I actually really like this. And I know a lot of people do like that raw finish. I just that blacked out look. It's a good look for them. Now you can probably see a huge cutout right here. The reason why they did that, if you haven't seen my previous videos, is there is a hazard button and there is a MFD, which is your multi-video whatever display in the middle of your WRX STI, 4 Series and stuff like that. Some models, they don't have that middle screen. They just have like a clock. So they have a huge hazard button. This covers both bases, so you can swap both. And when it comes time to install it, you have better compatibility, or even if you sell it, you can, you know, basically cover both bases. Of course, you have the Honda Civic right here. I don't know which unit this is, but it looks cool. It's very cool. iPhone charger. So yes, if you guys were asking, Android head units also work with Apple. I get a lot of questions, people saying like, hey, when are they gonna make an Apple head unit? Where's an Apple head unit, iOS? It's not like that. Like, this can work with Apple. You can hook it up through Bluetooth. You can use an adapter to get Apple CarPlay. I have a video of me using Apple CarPlay on one of these units, and it works fantastic. I'm an Android units user too, and Android, there is really no benefits besides knowing the UI. So don't feel left out if you have an Apple product and you're using an Android head unit. It's a match made in heaven. It still works. It works the same essentially, except you know the interface a little better. And moving on forward, let me show you their newer processor. Maybe we have so most of these guys are on the current lineup, and for 2019 they have the PX6. So let's see the PX6 over here. Oh, nice video here. Let me show you the PX6 real quick. All that is adjustable. A lot of booty, a lot of booty. But let's see. So under, come on, check out this out right here. This is really cool. Don't let me smile at me. So this is using the RK3399. That's the PX6 chip. It's insanely fast. Now the Android head units weren't ever, like actually slow, but for some reason, like these guys want to make a product better and more future-proof. So these units, these new PX6 units, they are so freaking fast. You can play the latest games and stuff like that, or you know, Google Maps, Waze, multitask harder, and basically when things get a little bit more intensive, this is gonna be able to handle your needs. Of course, this is more of a sneak peek what's gonna come in 2019. You can tell that there's an 8.1, which is the newest stuff like that. And we're just moving forward, and they have, with the latest firmwares too, they generally have the best security patches. So you have, again, like I said, the PX6 chip does have a hexa-core, quad cores, and then you have a dual, like basically beast mode core. You have basically 4, nice athletic dudes, and you got 2 bodybuilders who can do the heavy lifting when it comes to it. 4 gigs of RAM, which is awesome too. And like, bro, it is silky smooth, like 60 FPS. It is good. Some new settings right here. I haven't seen these before. Maybe this is specific for this car right here. I don't know what car this is, but generally, if you have Canada supports, you can be able to support things like which doors open, seat belts, AC, driving mode, and stuff like that. So this is just kind of talking about whether you can toggle eco mode, normal mode, like the Android head units, because sometimes cars have baked in stuff on their head units that can control that. I know the Type R has stuff like, what do you do when you you press the lock on your key fob? Do you lock the door for 20 seconds? Do you auto lock? Stuff like that. And the Android head units compensates all that functionality. Right here, it's saying like you can still access normal mode, you can still access sport, eco, individual, steering wheel. I guess you can make it more sensitive and stuff like that, more responsive, which is really cool. Like, I wish the WRX had something like this, but there is just, Subaru doesn't really put any information on their head unit per se. It's more, they do it in the MFD. Very cool, very cool. So, and then of course you have more of the Dasaita products here. They have like these carbon fiber weave looking speakers with tweeters. And then you have the external DSPs if you want that extra oomph when it comes to sound quality. You also have dash cams they have. Really useful. I use these for a basic, this one's a dash camera it looks like, but you also have backup cameras. I think I saw one over there. I use it as my side rear camera and front cameras. You can have multiple cameras hooked up to this. But yeah, this is the Dasaita booth. Nice Dasaita right there. Dasaita, 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 I don't know. And I'm definitely bringing one of these books home and do some research and stuff like that. Their whole catalog is in here. Really well designed. I actually have a video of this one right here. So if you have a 2014 and below, I don't know where it ends, but the GD body, you have that kind of style of Forester. These are awesome too, man. Awesome unit right there. And they're talking about the PX6 and how it has better audio and the built-in DSP for the PX6 Max. It's insane. In the future, they're going for that Tesla style. Again, bigger screens, going in hard in the paint. Let's see what else they have. Enjoy the sound of Max 6. Ooh, cool. The Rockstar PX6 again, very fast chip. Insanely fast. And look at this all new UI. Looks like the same UI I've been using, but hopefully they can get these bezels really narrow like this. You can tell the newer, narrower bezels. That's a very 2018, 2019 to do is remove those bezels. Looks like DSPs. They're talking more about DSPs. I'm ready to look for this. Anyways, that concludes the CES coverage of the Dasaita. I know there's a lot of information covered, so I'll leave a bunch of links below for my Amazon and my AliExpress and all that below if you guys are looking for the Wrangler, the Civic, or any other product like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a lot of cool stuff, and I'm gonna ask around. Hopefully, I can get an interview with one of these guys. But if not, they've been pretty busy. So let's get it. Peace.